Hey guys, it's Vornskyr here, and today we're back in Euro Truck Simulator 2, and we're going to check out a couple of things. The first is update 1.13, which has just come out today, and that brings in Steam achievements, as well as a few other changes. And then, because there's actually not that many changes, we're also going to take a look at this Peterbilt truck, which is the 351. And I think this is a fairly new mod. I only saw it on the modding websites a couple days ago, and it works really well, so we'll take a look at that as well. It's pretty cool. So yeah, let's take a look at this update first though. So, as I mentioned, we've got the Steam achievements, so we'll see some of those later. I'll do a bit of a drive and we should probably get an achievement or two for that. It doesn't seem too difficult to get achievements. But there's also been a few changes to key bindings and that sort of thing. So we can actually, if I scroll down here, we can cruise control speed increase and decrease. So you can adjust your cruise control while you're driving. There's also this grid step, which I guess means that each time you press increase or decrease, it will change it by this number. So, 5 kilometers, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, that's all we've got. So, if you're doing 80 kilometers per hour and you want to do 90 by cruise control, you just press the increase button twice. That's how that would work. That's pretty cool. We also have, if I go back here, this unassigned button. This means that I can actually press. No, I can't. So I wanted to click on that and press the unassigned button. Okay, so you have to do that. You press unassigned and then you press the and then you press whatever you want to do. That took me by surprise. I hadn't tested that at all. I thought you would press the button and then you would press unassigned. You actually press unassigned and then okay, that's fine. We've also got quick load and quick save buttons, which is pretty cool. They don't really have any bindings at the moment. I'll probably just do F5 and F9 or whatever they have in Skyrim, to be honest. That's what I'm most familiar with when it comes to that sort of thing. So yeah, and there's also buttons for increasing and decreasing the volume of the radio if you use that, the in-game radio, which is this, I guess, audio player volume up, audio player volume down. I don't use the in-game audio player, but I guess people do. So if you want to adjust the volume, that's how you do it. So that's all good. Has there been anything else? No, there's a couple of other things, minor things like fixing some speed limits and that sort of thing. It seems the update seems to work pretty well with most mods. I haven't tested it with every mod, obviously, so you just have to play around with some of these things until modders start working out what actually works and what doesn't. But trailer packs, this truck, other trucks, that all seems fine so far. And Pro Mod and Russia Map haven't caused any issues for me, so that's all good. So let's take a look at this truck and we'll run through some of the upgrades available for it now. So the one thing about this is that all of the names for everything is in Russian, which I don't know, could be an issue. I mean, you can work out most of it. The chassis is not, but most of the rest of it is. So we've got the 4x2 or the 6x4. If you go to 4x2 and then change to 6x4, you'll have to change these wheels back because the stock wheels are a lot smaller than the modded wheels the truck comes with. That's easy enough to fix though. One cool thing about this though is that we have a bunch of different engines. So the ISX engines are Cummins, the DDs are Detroit Diesel, and CAT is CAT. But what's cool is that they all have different sound effects. I don't really like the Detroit or the CAT sound effects that they've gone with, so I'm going to stick with the Cummins engines. I mean, I'm not actually going to go through and show each single one because that'll actually take a little while. But they do definitely each sound different to each other, so have a play with that if you like. Like I said, I'm going to stick with the Cummins engine that I've already got. Good range of transmissions, from 6-speed with retarders, 10-speed, 14, up to 18. So I'm going to stick with the 18 because that makes me happy. It took me a while to work out what these all do, these different interiors. So what I'll actually do, if you take a look at this shielding bit here and the back window, so if I go to this, there's not that piece there. If I go to this, there's no window. So you basically got, You've basically got window with the shield, like that. You've got window without anything, and then you've got no window at all. And there's also two actual different interiors. And so there's some animations as well. So these gear knobs, the twin shift setup. One of the sticks animates every now and then when you're changing gears, and this one, some of these switches and stuff animate when you turn the truck on. So I'm gonna stick with this interior, I think, because I prefer that. In terms of paint, there's really not much. You can do custom metallic paints, but not a lot. So I actually like this Peterbilt red that we've got going on at the moment, so I'm going to keep it as that. So we do have some cool customization on the back though. So I think that this is kind of like an old school air conditioning setup, something like that. I might be completely wrong, but I think that's what it is. So we've got that. There's basically chrome or stainless steel, I guess. Mirrors, nothing special there. You got two of these accessories, basically for horns or lights. I'll keep it with horns. We've got mirrors on the front here. I don't use these because I think they decrease my frame rate a bit too much. But obviously if you've got a beefier graphics card than I do, then go for it. So what else have we got? Let's fix these wheels while I'm at it. So to fix the wheels, just scroll up and you go P351. Do chromes as well if you want. I'll just stick with the normal ones. Got some fenders here. This dot here is actually this shield, so you can remove that. Oh no, you can't. So you can only remove this shield by doing it from the interior. Okay. We've got exhaust pipes here. That's this dot. So you go, these are the default ones, or you go the straight pipes, or the stacks. You've got kind of an older Radeon sort of one here, or you've got the really old and ratty ones. I'm actually going to stick with this. I've got an idea for this truck, so I'm going to keep it as these old beat up ones for now. We've got some stuff on the interior here. Let me go into interior view. So you might have noticed this earlier. We have a shotgun here, because why not? I do like it when these things are all optional. I've mentioned that before. It's cool having the interior options as long as they're optional, I think. Got a first aid bag down there. We've got, that's a radio. Is there another radio in here? So no. So that's a radio there. I think the other interior already had radios in it, but we've got one there. And then there's a loudspeaker or something. I guess that could be, I mean it is a pretty old truck. I guess that could be just an old speaker setup. I'm not really sure. So we got that. I think that was everything inside. Yeah. So we've also got this. Now I might be wrong here, but I think what this is actually designed to cover up the radiator intake during really cold weather, so that the basically the truck doesn't actually get too cold while you're driving. So I think that would basically block up the radiator inlets and stuff when you're driving in snow or anything like that. I might be wrong, but I think that's what that's for. Might as well keep that on. Why not? So we've got a few different bull bar options or bumpers. So this is the default one. That's what I've been rolling with at the moment. And then you've got these. This is the default. It's just a couple of markers to show you where the edges of the truck are. So I'm going to stick with this one. I'm going to go for kind of a beat up old look for this truck. And I'm actually really not sure about this. I might lose that. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I think that's basically it. And wheels, like I said, we've got the two wheel options. I don't think there's anything else. No. There's nothing really at the back. Yeah, I think that's everything. So there's no I've already been to the paint shop in this. There's no special paint options, which is kind of unfortunate. I would actually really like a kind of messed up old skin for this as well, like something that matches the exhaust textures and this bull bar and everything like that. But it doesn't look like it's there. So let's confirm that, and I'll go pick up my job. One thing I didn't mention, notice it looks like there's no tread at all on these tyres. It's like you're racing on slicks or something. Anyway, so let's start this up. So I do like this exhaust noise from this engine, which is probably why I chose it. Let's put my parking brake on because I'm an idiot. So actually, I've already picked up the job, so I just got it parked. Just parked around the corner here actually. And I'm in the UK at the moment, so I'll have to remember to drive on the left side of the road. Hopefully I can pick this up without running into too many things. Is that going to make it? Nope. So I think this engine sound is actually the same one as is used in the Peterbilt 389, which I've driven before in one of my other videos, or a couple of my videos actually. So let's see if I can make it out of here easily. But yeah, I think it's actually that same engine noise, because I'm pretty sure all three of the engine noises you might have seen in previous videos actually. The K100 video might have had a couple of them, because I think one of the guys who's done this mod has just used the same engine noises from other trucks that he's done or something like that. So the end result is you've probably heard a lot of it before if you've used a lot of mods. That's alright. Alright. So I know it says we're doing 781 kilometers. It's actually not going to be that long, because we're going across the channel. But this is a 50-ton train, and my engine, I think I've only got the 450 horsepower engine in this, so it's probably going to struggle a little bit. So let's see where my map is taking me. Alright, so we're going up around here, down here, and then all the way up to here. So it's a long ferry trip, but it's actually not that long a drive. I think it's what, 170 kilometers, something like that. So yeah, so like I've already mentioned, we do have Steam achievements. From what I've seen, like I did, I think one drive and I've already got 3 achievements. It's not registering stuff that you've already done on the profile by the looks of it. That may just be something that's taking a while to happen. But mounted the curb. There we go. But yeah, so it doesn't seem to be doing, like, if you've already done a 1,000 kilometer drive or something like that, it doesn't seem to be registering that. So it looks like you might have to do some of that stuff again if you really want to go hunting all the achievements. But they're not particularly difficult achievements to get, really. Oh god, what am I doing? And that's just stalled. I've been running on the curbs a lot lately. Don't know why. It's probably because it's been a while since I've driven or anything in this game, I guess, but that's embarrassing. What have we here? That's pretty cool looking. I think that's a Kenworth. I don't know. Alright. So if you're really into hunting the Steam achievements and all that, then you probably have a bit of work to do, but none of them are too difficult. It's things like drive 1,000 kilometers without a fine, on time, and without any damage. That's one of them. But then there's other ones that are like, use the automatic parking, or fill up at a diesel station, or something like that. So yeah, none of them are crazy difficult. Some of them are just a bit time consuming, I think. I mean, I'm not really sure how difficult they could have made the achievements anyway. I guess they could have had stuff like, well, I don't know, reverse parking your trailer or without, like, in one attempt. I don't know how they would do that though. Like how they would actually tell if you had left reverse or something. I don't know. I'm not too concerned about achievements anyway, to be honest. I mean, the game's been out, what? I don't know how long the game's been out, over a year without anything, so it's not really that big a deal, at least for me personally. So on other news, other gaming related news, the Elite Dangerous Beta 2 should be coming out today, tomorrow? I'm not sure, I haven't done the time zone conversions. I think it's around 12 to 18 hours away, something like that. So that should be pretty cool. They're bringing in some pretty cool stuff with that. So I'm turning left here. So yeah, it'll be really cool to see how that works out. So let's get up this ramp. Oh shit, I think I went onto the grass a bit there. Anyway, let's get up this ramp and we'll take a look at the truck from outside. I've lost all my speed because of bumping into that thing. It seems that the the front of the truck, like the model, might actually be a little bit wider than it looks sometimes. I'm not really sure about that. Maybe it's just my bad driving though. Takes a while to get up to speed. Actually, let's go into this petrol station here because I do need to fill up, and we'll get an achievement for that as well. Let's have a look at this as well. Wrong button. There we go. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I do like this. It's kind of just the old school look and feel of it. I mean, it drives exactly the same as the, well, the same as every other truck, really. Definitely the same as all the other modded American trucks that I've driven. It's really difficult to tell the difference between them sometimes. But it looks cool, and I think that's one of the more important things, I guess, given how most things feel pretty much the same in this game when it comes to driving and everything. The only real differences are engines and power levels and all that sort of thing, at least in my experience. Alright, so let's fill up with diesel. I think we'll probably get the achievement once I pay for it and leave. I'd imagine that's how it works. That didn't take too long. So that was 584 litres. I'm not actually sure how much fuel this has, because it doesn't have the digital readouts or anything like that. There's probably somewhere I could check. So you see we got when we press and release the handbrake, it's kind of the old school lever rather than pressing a button in or out. I think the other interior option was kind of more modern, and there we go. That's an achievement unlocked for buying diesel. So yeah, like I said, some of the achievements not exactly difficult to get. So I should try and show you this lever animating as well. There we go. You have to shift pretty slowly for it to do it, but you can see it. It's kind of weird, it doesn't quite work. But I mean, it's cool. It's one of those little touches, like just the extra little touches. I've actually been wondering lately if they're, like, how they're going to do gearboxes and stuff in American Truck Simulator, because obviously in America they do use, like, they still do use the old the older gearboxes, like the 18s, 13s, the just the constant mesh ones, or road rangers as they're called in Australia sometimes. I don't know what they call them in the States, but yeah, like, they don't all use automatic gearboxes and everything like a lot of European trucks do. So it'll be interesting. I don't know if they're just going to stick with what they've already done with Euro Truck, or if they're going to do it a bit differently. I mean, obviously, as you can see from the fact that I'm driving this 18 speed with my G27 and everything, the engine does support it. Like, the engine supports having multiple splitters and all that, so that's fine. So I don't think there's a technical reason they couldn't do it. So I guess it would come down to gameplay design, given that they've already said they don't really want to do hardcore simulation, at least in Euro Truck. I would imagine that the same thing applies to American Truck Sim, but who knows? I mean, that game, there hasn't really been any information about that game in a while. There was some screenshots a few weeks ago, maybe even longer than that. But yeah, apart from screenshots every now and then, there hasn't been that much. So you can let me in? Yes, he is. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how they handle all that sort of thing. It would be nice to see, like, old trucks like this as well in the game. I wouldn't expect it though. I mean, that's just judging by what they've done with Euro Truck, but they didn't do any old trucks in Euro Truck really. It was all brand new trucks pretty much. Although in saying that, they did have, one of the screenshots was a Kenworth, I think W900. I think that was an older model, so I may be completely wrong. We got a roundabout coming up. These long trailers don't enjoy the roundabouts. Well, it's probably more accurate to say that I don't enjoy driving the long trailers around the roundabouts, given that I've already mounted the curb and I haven't even started. I'm just going to go straight through. Alright, so we're nearly at this, I think it's a ferry. I'd assume it's a ferry, given the distance that it's travelling. So which lane do I want to be in? Probably, I think it's turning right up there. Alright. Come on truck, you can do it. I don't know how you'd go driving a 70 ton load or whatever with, say, the 6-speed gearbox that's available. I guess if you had one of the more powerful engines, it'd probably handle it, but... shit, where am I going? Ebbsjag, that's it. So that's 17 hours. Let's look at a good sleep on the way. Alright, the engine is still running. So yeah, we've only got 75 kilometers left to drive. I'll actually, once I get out onto the road, I'll pop it into third person view. Just because this thing sounds really awesome when it's, oh, I've gone completely the wrong way out of here as well. This thing does sound awesome when it's accelerating, like from outside of the truck. So let's stop here. Oh, I can't help myself. I love it. You see, you just don't get that really obnoxious volume with the European trucks. It keeps going on two wheels, well not two wheels, but it keeps going up on one side every time I touch the curb. I'm going through that. Alright, so 75 kilometers, that won't take too long. Even though this truck is going fairly slow with a heavy load. Oh, it's not that slow actually. But it would be a lot faster if it wasn't 50 tons. So as you can see, this is actually driving through pro mod stuff now in the area that I'm at. Is there anybody coming? No. So and that's working fine with the latest update. And you would kind of expect it to. They haven't really changed anything with the maps or anything like that, barring a few speed limit changes. Although one thing I will mention is that I don't think multiplayer mod works with this. I should have mentioned that earlier. But yeah, I don't think multiplayer is working with this latest update. So if you want to be playing multiplayer all the time, then set your game to not download the patch automatically, and that should mean you can keep doing it. If you've already downloaded it, there are ways to roll back the Steam updates. I'm not sure the specifics of it because it's not something I've really had to do before, but you can do that, so don't panic too much. But that's the joy of using mods. Sometimes you just have to wait for things to be updated or whatever. Not even driving in a lane anymore. Oh, we've almost made it up to the speed limit. I've been driving on this road for like 10 kilometers now, but we're almost made the speed limit. I'll probably get up there, then it'll change to like 120 or something. So yeah, this mod really works well. It's I mean, it's pretty much flawless. It's kind of irritating having all the points when you're in the outfitting window or whatever it's called. It's kind of irritating having all that written in Russian, but it's not really a big deal. I mean, you can work out pretty much all of it. It drives fine, so, and that's the most important thing. If it drives well and it looks reasonably, like, unbroken, then I think that makes for a fairly good mod, to be honest. Especially given you can get some pretty dodgy ones. It does come with its own trailer pack as well, this mod. I deliberately haven't talked about that or anything just because I personally couldn't get the trailer pack working. I think that's because of some conflicts with Jazzy Cat, like the Jazzy Cat trailers. So, I don't know, just be careful with the trailer pack, I guess. If you're running Jazzy Cat mods, or the Jazzy Cat trailer packs, or even other people's trailer packs, try disabling them first, maybe, and just see how it goes. Because I mean, the conflict was bad enough that literally no jobs were loading in the market, so that's just something to be aware of. So yeah, I'm not using the trailer pack that came with the truck at the moment. That's another thing I probably should have said earlier. That's what I get for not preparing a little script or anything like that. But yeah, so the truck itself is good. Trailer pack I can't really talk about just because I haven't used it. So we're 10 kilometers out of Colding, which means my frame rate is probably going to tank any second. But we'll see what happens. Colding is one of the really big cities in Pro Mod, from what I've seen. It's which means it's rendering a lot more buildings and all that sort of stuff. Which means more odds of frame rate drops, basically. Oh shit, I'm turning right up here. I guess I'll have to let this guy go through. With his load of whatever those are. Looks like German military. Don't know how many American trucks you would see pulling German military cars or whatever in Europe, but that's the joys of modding. I haven't seen this truck show up in the traffic yet. It may not. Not all modded trucks show up in the traffic, the AI traffic, so it'd be cool if it did, but at the same time I've already got so many trucks showing up in the traffic that I may not even notice it if it did. Tight turn here. Oops, I hit him. I was really hoping I wouldn't hit him there. Oh, there goes my clean driving record of no crashes. Guess that's one of the achievements, or I think is doing deliveries with no crashes or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're here. This one's not too difficult to park at, so that's good. So I'll just drive up here and do a tight turn. Bit too much revs there. If I was thinking, I would have actually entered it from that side over there, because this is one of the very few drop-off points that you can enter it from two different directions. But this way works. So I'll just straighten the trailer out and then reverse back. That should be good enough. The only problem is I can't actually see where the drop-off point is. I could actually do auto delivery here and get a oops, hit the fence, hit the concrete. Yeah, I could do auto delivery here and get a achievement. But we don't need to do that. So, well, there we go. I really do wish that you could get a skin that complements the kind of the beat up old textures. I would love to just have a beat up old truck rather than having everything looking shiny and new. But it fits the cargo, I guess. That's the important thing. So let's deliver that. We'll see if there's any more achievements or anything. nope, nothing. Sometimes it'll pop up with your progression to the next achievement, but I think because I got into that collision and had traffic fines and everything, that it's not actually going to happen. Like that one wouldn't have counted towards the progression. But anyway, that doesn't matter. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool little changes and everything. It's not a big patch, but the achievements are a nice touch. And yeah, it's also a cool truck. So I'll end this here. I think that's been long enough. I think I've covered pretty much everything I wanted to. So stay tuned for future Elite videos after this patch that comes out today or tomorrow or whenever it is. That should introduce a fair bit more content if you're interested in Elite. But yeah, so until next time, I've been Vornskyr. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.